What's up, YouTube? I legitimately set my alarms to where I have the best time in the world to do just every little thing, and it has paid off because I have managed to set alarms for pre-market open as well as a bunch of other stuff, and I'm able to get on the ball when it's time for show to hit the road. I am going to watch this like 5 times in a row. I am not even exaggerating. We ended that video where he was discussing equilibrium and essentially what it does. For reference sake, for content's sake, for understanding's sake, we're going to dive into 4 different confluence blocks, right, to further understand each one and to really dive into that like realm to identify it a lot, right? Liquidity sweeps can be seen on pretty much every single chart. Doesn't matter what chart it is. Essentially, that's what we'll be doing today, is just identifying each and every single liquidity sweep we can find. I think I want to. Ooh, hello. That's a stark sign up. Was my guess right last video? I don't know. I'm gonna be honest with you. I actually started feeling very, 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 very mentally just toast around that 2 hour mark, and I believe we recorded. So I was up for a while that night, and I think what I did was I got extremely tired, and I just couldn't absorb any more information. Like, I felt myself mentally just phasing out and going to sleep. So I had to call that video very, very early. We're going to save equilibrium for last so that way we know exactly where we are. We are 309.56 into this video. I'm going to rewind this video back to where he first starts talking about liquidity sweeps, how to spot them, and how to use them. That is my goal. That is what I'm after at the moment. So let's go ahead and rewind this where it says this, boom. Skipping around this video is just hysterical to me. It's very funny. I enjoy it. I didn't do that. I didn't break it. Promise. I distinctly remember before we left the video, I got a little bit of an inkling when it comes to identifying where liquidity is, what is liquidity specifically, and how market makers use it to manipulate the market in moving different directions. The way he expresses it here, the way I'm going to repeat it for my notes in this video as well. Just a side note, this video and the video from Monday are going to get edited down into smaller segments and then reposted. So if you manage to catch either any of those videos and they're not the same as when you first saw them, chances are it's because I've taken them offline, shortened them by a lot, and then threw them back online. So it's a constant. You have beginning, middle, end on every single thing. So that being said, going back to what I was saying before, though, the liquidity essentially is just above every high and every low, right? When it's an uptrend, our liquidity is lying on high, and when we're on a move down, regardless of if it's a small candle, it'll be on the lows. So the lowest point within the most recent move, we'll have down, up. Here's our low between this candle here, right? Liquidity lies just below these lows. Liquidity lies just above these highs, or this high right here, right? Market makers use the liquidity up here to fuel the push down into the next move. And if in the event it does not clear the liquidity, it is not a valid liquidity sweep. Price would need to push past this, kind of like what it did here. Price moved down and it pushed past this candle here, and as a result, this would be considered our liquidity sweep. We can, as a sign, this is a sign of reversal, and as a result, we'd be looking at other confluences to further justify our means to enter in on a trade. There we go. We use confluences to justify where we should take a trade and why we should take a trade. Liquidity is resting orders above highs and below lows. Above highs, up, down, highest point, boom. Below lows, lowest point, boom. I think I got that covered. Liquidity is above and below highs and lows. It works. Before we get into any more, first off, this is where price is now. We are in pre-market. This is New York session open. We are in pre-market New York session at the moment. Price is currently moving down. We had this is on the hourly as well. We are currently in an uptrend, right? We just broke structure to the downside with this candle right here. Actually, I'm sorry. Yeah, this candle. I'm going to say I'm wrong because we had to wait for a new low. Up until this candle right here, right? This would have been our lowest low, but that's not breaking of structure because why? It's a higher low. So we would have to come on down here. This is a higher low as well. Our break of structure is on this candle right here specifically because we tried to make a new high here, but it was lower, right? As you can see, that right there is much lower than this high made here. So we broke structure on this candle here. And we're essentially waiting on more confluences. Would that be considered an inverse for value gap right there? That is a huge fair value gap right there. Huge one. Do you see that, chat? Look at that. Wild inverse fair value gap. So price has got to come back down, clear this fair value gap, and then soar higher. We have a current. I'm going to go ahead and throw this onto the thing so that way we can see that good and clear. We have a fair value gap right here. 1, 2. And it's a bullish. Not bullish. What is it called? And it's like that. I'm looking at pretty color. I need to stop doing that. But we have a crazy fair value gap in here, and it is not being cleared yet. Like, I'm looking at this candle right here. These two candles don't matter when it comes to fair value gap. This one right here does. This one right here does. Price would need to come all the way back down into this right here, clear this fair value gap, making an inverse fair value gap, right? For us to understand that it is confirming the liquidity sweep that happened prior. I think our liquidity sweep would have been that's actually what we're getting into. Learning how to spot liquidity sweeps within the market and within current price action. So we're not having to double question ourselves this time. So this is where we're at. I have to wait. Hang on. So my understanding, and he's explained this very well. Very well. However, for my slow brain, for my retardedness, my very inadequate sponge, right? He explains it like this. There are two ideas in the market, and I'm going to zoom out so that way it's nice and you can see stuff. Woo. So there are two ideas in the market. Either one, I think the price is going to continue higher in an uptrend, or B, I think price is going to continue down and it's always in the middle of a retrace. The same can be said for a downtrend. The idea is, hey, I think price is going to go up, or the idea is, hey, I think price is going to go down. That idea is turned into pending buy and sell orders. This is liquidity. Buy orders rest above highs and sell orders rest below lows. The idea is that on this let's take this as a prime example, current price action, we can just use this. So people saw this leg up and saw on this leg down. Anyone who clocked in around this time probably had the idea, hey, we're about to be in a downtrend for whatever reason. It's their idea. They come up with their own ways, right? Their idea is it's a downtrend, so people are going to want to try and sell here. In order to sell something and make money off of it, someone would have to be willing to buy it from you. The same can be said for if you're buying something, someone would have to sell it to you, right? So essentially, because of the ideas, the pending orders above highs and the pending orders below lows, right? We have an influx of people coming in and leaving the market. And per the fair value gap, this imbalance right here, again, this is just an example, there is a lack of orders being filled here. Specifically, if I had to guess, sell orders. Because we are currently in an uptrend. So buying, everyone's entering a long position, using up this liquidity here, resting above it, right? They know price is going to move up. They think price is going to move up. They have their idea, and as a result, they're using, again, previous context to say, hey, price is definitely going up. Not everyone sees this as an uptrend, though. They see this leg down and say, ooh, this is a downtrend. We're about to move price down. And so what they'll do is they'll press sell in this, in a short position, and put their stop loss just above this, right? This is exactly how he's described it. I think, from my dumb brain, the easier explanation to this, and it might sound a bit confusing because it technically is, it's the same concept of not supply, actually supply and demand, but in the form of supply is one person and demand is another. And that's very confusing. Again, I'm gonna rewatch this 5 times until I get it right. I'm gonna have it so well thought out in my head, it's gonna be the first thing I think of when I see it. He says it's a massive amount of buy orders that lie above the previous high because people think, when people have the idea that we're going into a downtrend, they'll press sell here, right? And committing to buy their money back at a higher price. Whereas others who chose to run with the idea that price is definitely going to be moving higher because we're in an uptrend, they're also going to be pressing buy above here. So just above these highs are a large amount of buy orders. The same can be said for sell orders. In the event, let's say we are in a downtrend, just reverse it back down, right? There is a large amount of sell orders below the lows. And so that's essentially what people are going to be doing. They're pressing sell on the way down. And of course, those who are selling prematurely and their idea is wrong, they're putting their stop loss just above the most recent high. So, or did I say that right? I think it's below the most recent low because it's the sell order. It's supposed to be on the low side. You sell in a short position, you buy in a long position. I said it backwards. That's why I'm confused. They're committing to buying back. The person that had the idea that price is going to move up on a leg, move up off of a leg up in a downtrend, they're going to be pressing sell. I'm glad I'm doing this now. Let's rewind this. In a downtrend, the position gets pushed past when it gets pushed past in a downtrend. So let's just rewind this, go back here. A downtrend, liquidity is resting below lows, previous lows, right? When the low is getting ready to get passed by this next candle, right? People are going to be pressing sell because they think price is going to continue moving down. They see this as a downtrend. Not everybody sees this as a downtrend. So what some people are going to do, they're going to press buy and put their stop loss just below this low. And as a result, it's the trade between that and the people who had the right idea. Price was going to continue down. Those who press buy here are going to lose out and or get stopped out, and then those who press sell here will have their money made. They can buy back lower and then have it sold up again higher. Exceptionally loud. It seems it is. That was excessively loud. It seems there is a what's it called? It is 8 o'clock, or it is 8 a.m. my time. New York session still has not opened, so I think I set my alarm wrong. We still have. Does that say 9 hours and 15 minutes? I think that says 9 minutes. Because it's delayed by 10 minutes. So 8 a.m. I'm looking at pre-market. I'm waiting for 10 minutes for market open to see what that's going to look like on New York. The New York session open. That's what we're waiting on. Let's go ahead and mark out this right quick, because that actually threw me completely off. 4, 8. Good. Okay, we're still waiting on New York as well from NASDAQ. Okay. From here, we'll do this. I said it in the previous video. I'm pretty sure I'm going to say it again. The almost exact same way he says it, because it makes the most sense when he says it the way he says it. In the market, whatever trend it is, there will always be your liquidity above highs and below lows. Market makers use the constant push past. So every time oh my gosh, I sound like Joe Biden and I'm not a Democrat. It's a difficult concept to grasp, and my slow brain just isn't working right now. I'm not tired either. Like I'm fresh. I don't know why my brain's not computing this. I've heard it 100 times. So it's the loss of trades. I was right to say it the way I said it the first time. Kinda. With the exception of the stuttering and the just right? So there are buy orders above, sell orders below. But that's not even like all that matters. There's more to it, right? It's the trade-off between people who have an idea and are wrong and the people who have an idea and are right. The people who think this is in an uptrend, right? They're going to be putting their stop loss just below the most recent lows. So essentially, they see price move up to here. They see price get moved past. They're going to press buy. And so that creates more pressure going up, liquidity going here, and on a leg down, some people are going to see this as, oh, we're about to move into a downtrend, and so they're going to press sell here and place their stop loss above the high, right? The trade-off is for the people who were wrong. They're committing to buying back at a higher price, right? And so they have to find a spot where they sold and to buy back to lose out their trade above this high specifically, right? And for those people who thought, yes, we are going to continue up into an uptrend, there is also a massive amount of buy orders up here. And as a result, price is going to move higher off of the massive amount of orders right here. Just like in a downtrend where there is a huge amount of sell orders right here, because one, the people who thought, hey, we're going to continue in a downtrend are going to be pressing sell again to get their price to keep moving down, right? They're going to have it go and go and go. And then for anyone who is thinking, oh, we're going up into an uptrend. This is off a retrace, right? So we're in a downtrend, and they're thinking, oh, this little leg up right here is going to be the break of structure that's going to keep going high. They have to sell their stock, their position, their shares to lose out on that trade entirely because their idea was wrong. They're not going higher. Instead, it's going lower. And so there is a massive amount of sell orders down low. Without a massive amount of buy orders or sell orders, market makers cannot manipulate the market into going into the direction they want it. They can't make that failed retrace, or what we, I believe, are trying to identify, liquidity sweeps, in order for market to show signs of reversal, making it impossible to read. Because of this huge amount of liquidity above and below highs and lows in the market, market makers have that ability to manipulate said market through the amount of liquidity above highs and lows to push market ever so slightly in one direction and to watch it rebound as a result of the imbalance. Imbalance per the overbalance of liquidity, if that makes sense. Confusing. Stick with what I just said before that, not the imbalance crap. Stick to that. Literally as I said it. I said it a second time, and I didn't even get to the part of the video. I said it the same way I did last time. Market makers use the liquidity above highs and below lows to fuel their ability to change the way market moves. So if they see a huge uptrend, but they want price to continue moving down, they have to take the liquidity from a lower low to push price higher to fill their buy orders. They take sell orders to fill buy orders. They take buy orders to fill sell orders. Just like that. They push price in a small direction to where it wants to go, and from that we see large spikes up or continuations or reversals. That's how we build confluence. It's how we spot liquidity sweeps. They will have their way with price, and we can spot that within the market on the data shown in past to predict the future. That's the gist of this. Keep doing that with the wrong keyboard. I did it last video. I'm doing it this video. I'm gonna break that structure. Yeah, I'm definitely breaking this structure. I'm break that habit real quick. Just doing this. So he said it the same way like he did last time, because it's the same video we're watching. We're not watching something separate. We're not watching something new. We are watching the exact same video we did last time. So if you want to check out this video specifically, that link can be found in the description of this video, as well as a link to his channel specifically. Go check both out. This guy's cool. I'm still learning from him. Yeah, we're learning and taking notes at the same time. We're actively like going in learning this.